Welcome to another episode of Plain Delicious. There are all kinds of different types of flying. Today we're gonna go slow and low in this Kitfox. And my buddy Wayne is gonna take us to Mountain City for a bite to eat. Should be fun, come along. Meet Wayne and his Kitfox. We're at his home airport in Elizabethton, Tennessee. You may recognize the plane as it's already YouTube famous. Its original owner was Jonas Marcinko. Wayne bought it from Jonas a little over a year ago and has been loving every minute of it. Getting in's the hard part, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, 4 flights set up. There's our trip.
That's a long
one.
one.
It's a rough one, yeah.
Yeah, that's what, 17 miles?
17.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but what fun is that? We'll be making the 17-mile journey to Mountain City, Tennessee with some winding turns, short stops, and some fun conversation along the way. Let's get after it. Watch the takeoff roll here. One of Kitfox's specialties is short takeoff. We're off the ground in less than 200 feet.
So that is the Watauga River. This is what we laughingly call the Siam Jetport.
Remember when I mentioned the short takeoff? It can also land almost anywhere.
This is kind of my make sure I still know how to do it thing I do every time.
Dust off the cobwebs.
Yep, got it. All right.
That was fun.
I do still know how. What
Yeah.
A horse is a horse. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. What's not to like about that?
Yep.
All right, so it's going to be a little bit longer roll because of the grass, right?
You may or may not know.
Maybe 225?
Maybe. We'll see. Full power. 1, 2, 3. Something like that. I always like going out this way with this mountain right beside me. So we'll follow the river up.
Okay.
Fine.
I'm assuming that would be Watauga Lake.
It is.
This is a common run for you?
Oh yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
beautiful out here.
Oh, this place is spectacular.
Yeah. Are you from this area?
I moved here for school.
Okay.
And then came back after I finished all my training.
So tell me about Mountain City.
Mountain City, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
The industry used to be they made socks.
Okay.
Had a hosiery mill up there. And then the hosiery mill closed like so many others. And so now, it's fairly forgotten. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. A lot of history.
So did I hear you say you had an AMP?
Yes.
Man, you do it all, don't you?
I've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't use the AFP much.
Right.
It's mostly, the plan originally was to be a mission pilot.
Okay.
Went through all the training. Not here, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But very quickly realized I was never going to raise money. So that went out the window.
As lake turns to river, turns to valley, we inch ever closer to the end of our very short commute to Mountain City. Breakfast is not far off.
Mountain City traffic, yellow Kitfox going to be entering a left downwind for runway 24, Mountain City.
Johnson County traffic. No other reporting traffic. Wind at 280 at 6. Altimeter 29.901.
Very good. Thank you, sir. See you very shortly. Mountain City traffic, yellow Kitfox, turn to right base, or the left base, 24 in the grass, Mountain City.
Wayne chooses the grass rather than the asphalt runway. The big bush wheels seem to like the rougher stuff better, and it's more fun too.
Nicely done.
He parks the plane in a spot and we walk to the crew car so we can drive to breakfast. One of the greatest secrets in general aviation is the free loaner cars. Some are great, some are not. But you can grab one and use it for up to 2 hours at no cost. Such an underappreciated luxury. So this is an Infinity, not bad. It's been driven a lot. How many miles has it got?
Only 154,000.
That's not too bad.
Drivetrain's probably barely broke in.
Yeah.
The seats are well broken.
Yeah, at least that one. This one's actually pretty okay. What's the most interesting crew car you've had?
So one time, this is years and years ago, I flew into Smithville, Tennessee.
Okay.
And they warned me, there is a car here that the guy leaves, is how they said it. And you got to be a little careful with it. And that's all they told me. And it was a Ford Fairlane.
Wow.
And it was an old Ford Fairlane.
Right.
And it was probably 20, 25 years old.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that they had ever done anything to the suspension ever at all.
Wow.
And when you hit the brakes, one tire would go one way, the other tire would kind of suggest going the other way. And there was a couple of times I went around curves and it complained not because I was going too fast, but just because it wanted to. Like, what is it, towing like this?
Lots of times they're Altimas, and when they're not Altimas, they're usually ex-police cruisers. My favorite crew car was one that I had to hold the visor up while I drove. A couple of turns later, we're in the town of Neva, and we grab a bite to eat at the diner there. We're now in Neva.
Yeah.
Bustling metropolis. All right, Neva Grill. Sweet. Right in downtown Neva. Love it.
The thriving metropolis.
Yeah, he said that it looked like a hole in the wall, but the food was great. Those are the best kinds.
That is my kind of restaurant.
Absolutely. This is a very small town. We got plenty of looks in this country diner for being city folk, but the people are friendly, and the looks honestly might have been from the weirdo holding a camera in a restaurant.
Are we filming? Are we filming?
We are, yeah. Once seated, we talked and talked. I sadly left my good microphones back at the hangar for space in the small plane, and this interview suffered for it. It's unfortunate because Wayne is a really interesting guy. He talked about how important his identity was as a pilot before his professional identity. He's been there and done that on so many things, we could have talked for hours. He's humble and quiet, but hard charges into things that he loves, like family, food, and of course aviation. His drive to do good evolved from training to be a mission pilot to nursing, and eventually led him to complete medical school, which he finds rewarding and fuels his passions. After finishing up breakfast, we headed back to the airport, eager to get back in the air for two reasons, really. The Kitfox is a very fun plane, but weather is also coming in, and we need to get back so that I can make it home from the farthest corner of my state.
It's an airplane. It's hard not to talk about flying stuff.
I know.
All right. Clear.
Unfortunately, it's later than is probably wise to play too much today,
Okay.
given the
Fair enough.
weather
Yeah.
prediction. You know what? I'm just going to do a runway takeoff.
Okay.
Mountain City traffic, yellow Kitfox, departing runway 24, Mountain City. There we go.
It's so cool to be able to get off the ground that way.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
Once in the air, we can see and feel the weather changing.
I meant to talk about it on the way to the airport, but we didn't. Tell me about the helmet.
Well, it was suggested to me by a couple of my fellow pilots in the area. And when they suggested it, it made perfect sense to me. We spend so much of our time flying over what is referred to as inhospitable terrain.
Yep.
Like where we are right now.
Yep.
And so the reality is I've got a 30 to 50% chance of having to put it in the trees if it ever fails.
Yep.
I personally obviously don't want to do that, and then I don't want to die just because I got a stick through my head.
Yeah.
So, to improve my chances of surviving, I went ahead and bought one of these nice helmets. Once I got used to it, I don't even think about it.
And when you're into turbulence, this bar can be
Oh yeah. It can
a
actually be a safety hazard.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
And
You're pretty much
I can touch it if I want to.
Right.
Without
Yeah, I
any
don't,
assist.
but if I'm loose in my seat, I can.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it underscores the importance of at least a lap belt.
Correct.
At least a lap belt.
Yep.
Wayne took a bit of a shortcut so we could get back quickly. As we were descending through the valley to the airport, we had a huge downdraft that neither of us were ready for, and the iPad got to feel what it's like to fly.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh. Hey, 0G iPad.
Yeah. No kidding. Wow.
I'm going to hold on to that now.
I was already pulled way back on the power.
Yeah. Well, that was fun and exciting.
More than I expected.
Yeah.
And just like that, we're back to Elizabethton, ready to put the plane back in the hangar and head home. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll have more great episodes of Plain Delicious as often as we can.